Good evening, Dr. Fellows and classmates. I appreciated learning about the ethical and legal issues of counselor educators. I believe it is important to adhere to the ACA Code of Ethics designed for counselor educators to ensure that future counselors are trained effectively and prioritize the well-being of their clients. I found the examples of professor-student relationships provided in the text helpful because it helped me understand the issues that may arise when boundaries aren't maintained with students and how to address those challenges. In Chapter 4, I enjoyed learning about the considerations for diversity training with resistant students. It helped me better understand that students have different stages of identity development, and it may be that it is the first time that they are exploring their own privilege and identity in the classroom. For example, I remember in my master's program, a professor who taught human development brought up diversity issues in the classroom, and a student demonstrated resistance to the topic. And my professor didn't know how to respond to that specific situation, so she decided to end the classroom early. At the time, since it was only my second semester, I didn't think about how counselor educators would respond to these types of situations. But after reading chapter 4, it, uh, it allowed me to gain insight on the importance of exploring these issues with the student outside of the classroom and consult with other faculty and the ACA Code of Ethics. In chapter 3, Palmer describes the idea of becoming aware of our gifts and how it can help us teach more consistently from our identity and integrity. I believe recognizing our gifts often aligns with our passion and it enhances our motivation, which could positively impact student engagement in the classroom. I agree with Palmer when he states that it is difficult to see our failures, especially when we have high expectations for ourselves and those around us. However, acknowledging our failure can be fruitful because we have the opportunity to grow and learn from those experiences. I believe that technology, especially the use of artificial intelligence, will never replace humans because it lacks the ability to make ethical decisions among other situations. So, for example, clients and even students bring bring to us complex situations, and artificial intelligence is limited to the parameters set by the person who developed this program. And humans, by nature, always seek human connection. And although artificial intelligence can respond to individuals, it will only respond based on the data that is already published instead of demonstrating genuine empathy and understanding. For the second question, it wasn't until about 2 months ago that I found out about the use of artificial technology in higher education. The article broadened my perspective on artificial intelligence in counselor education and how it can be beneficial for classroom engagement and the development of skills in counselors and training. For example, it is interesting to learn that counselors in training can practice counseling skills using ChatGPT because of the numerous counseling scenarios it provides. This allows students to navigate through diverse client experiences and establish problem-solving skills when confronted with real-life situations, either in their practicum or internship sites. ChatGPT can convey real emotions and ideas that mimic human interactions, which can make it a great resource for the development of skills in counselors in training. However, it is important to not rely on artificial intelligence because it can also provide inaccurate information. According to the article, artificial intelligence can assist educators in generating different content and lesson planning to engage their students in experiential learning activities. I agree with the authors of the article when they state that artificial intelligence should be used with caution because it can promote academic dishonesty, and it will also take away students' ability to use their critical thinking skills and creativity. I believe that once individuals are exposed to artificial intelligence, they can excessively rely on it and disengage from their own critical thinking skills. As a future counselor educator, I believe artificial intelligence has its strengths and limitations. I intend to address these issues by not relying on artificial intelligence for classroom discussions and role playing to promote experiential learning for students. I understand that we are in a time where technology is advanced, but I would prefer to engage my future students in experiential activities utilizing human interactions, because the clients that students will serve have real emotions, and artificial intelligence may not fully prepare students to address complex situations, and it could potentially put clients at risk of not receiving adequate treatment. For the third question, after reading chapter 4 in Haddock and Whitman, I believe it is important to be a multiculturally competent professor to create a safe environment for students who are of different religions, economic status, sexual orientation, and ethnic backgrounds. Incorporating cultural sensitivity in the classroom setting will foster a positive environment and promote understanding of diversity in the classroom. Students from disadvantaged backgrounds and students who have privileges will benefit from being in a learning environment that is inclusive and respects diversity, because it will also help students feel a sense of belonging in the classroom. Additionally, students will have the opportunity to listen to different perspectives and experiences from each other, which will help foster understanding and empathy. I also believe that counselor educators are encouraged to engage in self-awareness of their own cultural beliefs, biases, and assumptions, so that they can model the importance of ongoing self-reflection and growth. Counselor educators serve as role models for their students, and students who perceive their professors as culturally competent can better serve their future clients. For example, a multiculturally competent professor who is self-aware will be able to understand and also respect the diverse perspectives of their students and their clients. I specifically enjoyed learning about the setting the container of the class strategy because it allows students to have a voice of their expectations of how culturally sensitive topics should be addressed in the classroom setting. This is a strategy I intend to implement as a future counselor educator. For the last question, I appreciate Palmer's chapter 3 when he talks about the importance of not separating the heart and the mind because they complement each other. When Palmer sought to address the fear that students bring into the classroom setting and received unsupportive feedback from other faculty, demonstrates the importance of taking the time to learn about their students' cultural background, what makes them unique, and their different learning styles. So when professors show a genuine interest in learning about their students, it allows them to feel appreciated and comfortable in the classroom setting. The way that Palmer's chapter 3 relates to Haddock and Whitman's chapters 3 and 4 is when the author emphasizes the importance of professors seeking to understand the experiences of their students within the program and also address factors that might contribute to a hostile environment. Also, Haddock and Whitman describe how professors should support culturally diverse students and be sensitive to their needs. So in chapter 3 in the Palmer book, he advocates for his students to ensure that he creates a safe and supportive learning environment for his students. Thank you, everyone.